Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima and I'm here checking out NekoBuro Catsblock. What a weird name. It was originally called Catsblock Festival or something in Japan. I don't even know. So we're just going to load my save data real quick. I'm currently on the third set of levels and despite only having been played for about 45 minutes, I'm like 2/5 of the way through the game, almost halfway. So hopefully this is enough to have a decent idea of what the game is. It actually is. I'm sure it is. No freaking way there's not. It's a pretty simple game all through and through. So here we are in the main room, and there isn't really that much to do here, so we can just have a look around first. We got the furniture, the equipment, the furniture down here, and you can change different things about the room. Fail 3 times in the same stage, huh? But if you have a different accessory, you can change to it. So as you can see there, you can change to that. Unfortunately, I don't think they make any real difference. Over here, we've got the toy box, which lets us pull out many things to interact with the little cats walking around. So if we select the... Actually, I have to tap it for some reason. If we select the arrow, we can annoy the absolute crap out of these poor cats, which are quite strange. Like, for example, you tap them, or you use your buttons on them, and they will talk to you. It's very strange. I don't think that there's anything you can really do to increase any sort of, like, interaction with these cats. It's literally just do random things, and it has no effect on anything. Over here, we've got the TV, which will show you some strange things, but we'll just have to wait for it to load first. We got illustrations, which are not CGI, they're stills from the story mode. We've got comics, which are different between each cat. It's quite strange. Also, the English in this game isn't that good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show the third story segment, because you can actually come back here and watch these for some reason. So we'll just play this, and I'll turn on auto mode, because it's actually a lot better to use auto mode than to try and actually press the button, because the way this game handles the text is weird. Like, watch how long it takes between the text being finished and the arrow coming up. Yeah, that's a bit strange. As you can hear, it's completely voiced. It's quite strange. So these cats apparently came from a different world, and this poor girl's picked them up and is apparently holding up some sort of world domination plan? I'm not exactly following closely. It's quite strange, I must say. I don't even know what he's referring to by saying building a base. I'm not really sure, honestly. It's a quite strange thing. But anyway, let's go and actually play the game now. That was a whole lot of nothing, I must say, though. For something that advertises that you can play with the cats, you can't really do that much with them except use random toys on them and see how they react. You've got a survival mode and a story mode. I'll go show off the story mode for a little bit. So I'm currently on the third set of levels, as I said before. Now, on every level you get a medal, depending on how well you do, and the faster you do it, the better medal you get. So let's go to the Hollow Cream Heim. We'll just pick a random level and off we go. So, does this look strange to you? Bet it does. But it's really not as weird as it looks. It's basically just columns. Like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's, like that puzzle game where you basically just put down... Well, you try and put down things into 3 of each shape. So it was like, get a line or get a line or get a diagonal line. The one thing that might throw you off at first is the diagonal viewpoint, because it actually makes it kind of hard to see what you're doing. It's kind of frustrating sometimes, because you think you're in the right place, and then all of a sudden, you just screw up. So, there are a couple of other things, other than just being a columns game, where you have to get 3 in a row in any particular direction. There are power-ups you earn down in the bottom left, bottom right, I should say. And the idea is that you got to try and, when the meter fills up, it'll go up one more stage of that power-up. So, when you've gotten enough to get to a specific stage, you can press the L or the R button, and if you press it correctly, obviously, well, if you press it, and you'll get the... Yeah, I'm gonna fail here. Whoops. Alright, let me try that again. So, the idea is, you fill that meter up as far as you can, and when you have the power up highlighted in the circle there that you want, you can press the L or the R button and it'll automatically transmate, whatever. It just moves to that spot, and then when you have a set of kittens that you like or you think might score, you can press the button and it'll apply the power up to the head. Unfortunately, I just failed there. And if you get them in a line of 3, well, that's pretty much it. Thankfully, you can play on any of the set of 10 stages. So, you can play any of the stages that you like, and you can even go play survival mode for a bit. And you use the power-ups to get the quests done. The quests are... Well, the quests can be pretty much anything, really. They could be anything from get X amount of colors to get X amount of power-ups to get X amount of... That was a bit stupid of me there. Well, I mean, admittedly, that's pretty basically it. And once you finish 10 stages, you unlock more story, you unlock more furniture, and you move along in the game. It's that simple, really. So there's really not that much else to say about it. Although this music, well, I mean, this is just the I'm in trouble music, right? It's not that annoying. What's more annoying is the... Oh, I ran out of time. God damn it. Alright, we'll try another stage then. Oh, whoops, I just hit retry stage. Never mind, we'll just try this one again. So, this music that you're hearing playing in the background right now, this music plays constantly. You won't hear... Actually, no, hold on, this is a different bit of music. In the first 2 stages, it plays the same music for, like, all 20 levels, and this is weird. I was so used to hearing that particular music that I didn't even realize that it had changed. But yeah, in the first couple of stages, which is the first 20 levels, it plays the same bloody music over and over again. It's infuriating, so I'm actually kind of happy it changed, but it took way too long. So the idea is here is probably just to get as high of a thing as... Get the meter up as high as possible, and then get the power up. And apply it and use it before time expires. There we go. And we're done. And the game basically continues on like this. You're just clearing these quests, trying to get better emblems or medals or whatever, so you can get more furniture, even though the furniture doesn't really do anything, so you're basically just in it for the trophies. It is basically just columns, and I'm not that big of a fan of columns. I've never been that big of a fan of columns, and this viewpoint just catches me off guard every time, because I'm always 1 or 2 over in a way I'm not expecting. And here come these random blocks again. They fall down, and when those countdowns run out on them, they change to a random color. So, any plans you might have had going can get screwed up at the touch of a button. It's not great. I'm having a bit of trouble on this one, admittedly. And the problem is, it doesn't give you a countdown on where the things are going to come down. They only give you a warning when it's going to come down on the next turn, which is infuriating, honestly. Or the next column or the next piece, or whatever you want to call it. And again, it's infuriating. Alright, so this time we have to get what appears to be a rainbow block. Great. But admittedly, outside of the cutesy art style, there's nothing really special about this game at all. It's a little bit weird and wacky, but I mean, it doesn't exactly translate to making the gameplay anything more than just a simple clone of columns, does it? Don't think I've actually seen a game of columns on Vita yet, though, so I don't know, if it's the first, I guess it gets away with it a little bit, but that doesn't mean I'm going to tell people to buy it. I'm just not that impressed with it. It's just a game of columns with cats for some reason. And I don't really understand. God damn it, I did not mean to do that. I mean, just a game of columns with cats doesn't really impress me. I mean, if there were a way to interact with the cats, like in, what was it, Sonic Adventure 2? Where you had the Chow and they were absolutely adorable and you could actually do stuff and grow them and all that. Maybe if it had something like that, it would actually live up to its potential of being some sort of cat toy thing, but I don't know, the way it is right now, it just isn't that great. It's just a game of columns. There's just nothing really doing here, which is really weird, I have to say. Alright, so how do we get this to work? Bang. And boom. I guess we have to blow it up. Well, this will be fun. Thankfully, this level doesn't have a time limit. The levels do at least change a fair bit. So, you have plenty of opportunities to see different levels, that's for sure. This will do it. There we go. I'll go play a little bit of Endless Mode, and then we'll call this video off. So yeah. You do get new furniture as time goes on, but again, it really doesn't do anything. Maybe if it gave you some sort of bonus, there'd be a reason to try and unlock it, but at least the furniture I've unlocked so far doesn't really seem to. What do we get, anyway? We got a new window. See, it doesn't really do anything. We've just got just a bunch of random things that annoy the cats in a specific way, and that's it. Alright, so, survival mode. It is pretty much what it sounds like. I imagine this music is going to be playing throughout the entire thing, and it's going to drive me insane, but we will continue. That's really all Catsblock Festival is. It's just a game of columns with a couple of cute cats on top. It's nothing impressive, mind-blowing, or something that I would recommend you actively spend money on. It's... Actually, that's a good question. How much is it? So the game is currently $8, and seems a little bit too much for my personal taste. I mean, if it was $5, it would be a lot easier to recommend to someone who wanted to get a decent puzzle game on their Vita, even if it was just a simple puzzle game of a simple tuning up of columns with cats and random Japanese voices and a somewhat lackluster English localization. I'm surprised they don't get their English PR people to do a once-over on the translations, because it doesn't read like a person who understands English completely wrote it, and you saw that through the story scene. So Don't really have to talk about that much. Yeah, that's basically all I have to say on this game. It's $7.99 of diagonal columns with really repetitive music and nothing really special to its own name. Sure, you can have a bit of fun with it, but it's not something I'd just go outright recommending to anyone who owns a Vita. Despite the fact that I'm actually usually pretty terrible at puzzle games, the chances of me surviving for a fair amount longer in this are actually pretty high, so I think I'll call this video off in a moment, but yeah, not really sure what else to tell you. I hope this mode has online leaderboards. It would be kind of a waste if it didn't. Probably doesn't though. I didn't see anything related to the online leaderboards in the main menu, so I don't think there'll be any sort of online shenanigans going on here. Blocks are really coming in quick now, so God, who knows, I might lose. But anyway, you get the idea. That was a look at NekoBuro Catsblock. It's alright, just doesn't do anything that particularly interesting. This has been Blue Maxima. I'll see you all next time.